running, both feel we're living worlds apart. It's fucked now, we lost in limbo. Remembering what you said though, and I asked you if we'd make it far. That one last kiss that they write about, my one last wish you could never doubt. I trust angels who fly away from you, and you told me that we'd never die. Gave me so many reasons why we were meant to be. Then she said no, 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 no. No, 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 you should. I've earned the cost and now I've paid it. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, please don't go. I know my face a memory erasing. Been a few years since I heard your voice, yeah. Lost a few here, but it's not by choice, no. Girl, I see your face every day when I look through my phone. Can't delete all these memories, won't leave me alone. Hit my blind side, never saw it coming. You were so wild, both know I was nothing. And I'm nothing now, nothing's changed. You know I'm just the same. Miss you now, but I hope that someday you explain. That one last kiss that they write about, my one last wish you could never doubt. Trust angels who fly away from you, and you told me that we'd never die. Gave me so many reasons why we were meant to be.
Hello, how's everyone doing? We are on air. Hi guys, how's everyone doing? Hope you are well. Today is January 25th, 2023, 8:24 p.m. Thank you guys. So hope everyone is well. There was like nobody online. I was like, so I don't know if anybody's going to be here or not, but regardless, we're here right now. So there's that. Who sings that song in the intro, Justin? It's in the description. Forgive me, but they're on YouTube, and I love that song. Is it blurry? Am I blurry? Hold on, let me fix something. Let me see if I can fix something. Okay, hopefully that's a little better. So what? I'm sorry if I'm blurry tonight. I don't know what it is. Let me try something else here. So I'm getting ready to, here we go. This may be a little better. There we go. That may be a little better. I'm getting ready to, I got new cameras and stuff, and I'm fixing, I have like the fastest internet available in my area, which is really fast, but I'm off Wi-Fi right now, and it's going to be like plugged it in, which is supposed to make it better. Pixelated, glitchy. Let me try something. Let me check something. Let me try something else. I might lose connection. It's really bad weather here right now, so hopefully what I just did, it'll get better in a moment. It was better when I first started. A little better, hopefully. The weather's really, really crappy here right now. We are supposed to get a ton of snow, and where I live like 10 minutes from a ski resort. So when we get even more, much better now. Good. Okay. So we're going to be talking about the Murdaughs. Not as glitchy. Okay. Yeah, major winter storm. We're going to keep it just kind of low key tonight. But I do want to go over the Murdaugh timeline. And I think it's really important because there is so much freaking overload on this case. It is incredible. I do have the affidavit as well. And I have checked it. Let me just say that. Learned my lesson on that one. Got tarred and feathered online, unfortunately, which it was my fault, but that's another story. Yeah. And Tyre Nichols, he was a young man who died at the hands of 5 officers in Tennessee. Very, very tragic. And his autopsy just came back. So that's good that his autopsy came back. Thank you, Nosy. You're very sweet. So yeah, his autopsy came back, 29 years old. This is just breaking just in just a little bit, the last little bit. He, it's this one, I don't think it has to do with so much of, anything racial, but this is a young black man who was beaten by 5 rather, black officers. But it still does go to the effect of the bad apples in the police force. I always say, who do we call when we need help, like an emergency? We call 911. We need 911. We need police officers, obviously. But some people, exactly, Camille, abuse of powers and didn't meet the offense. Yes. So what is really sad, I did a video on Tyre, I don't know if it was last night or the night before, my days are mixed up, but the last thing he cried out for was his mother. And that is just breaks your heart, right? Just breaks your heart. Oh wow, be safe, my love. Please be safe. So we're going to talk about what came back from his autopsy, just released probably within the last 49 minutes. So within the hour. This is an independent autopsy commissioned by the family of the Tennessee man, Tyre Nichols, came to a preliminary determination how the 29-year-old died after a traffic stop by Memphis police earlier this month. Now, Tyre died 3 days later after the beatings. This is him in the hospital. There was, poor guy, blood all over his pillows and everything. Very sad. Now, the findings indicated that Nichols, quote, suffered extensive bleeding caused by a severe beating, end quote. Family attorney Ben Crump said in a statement today. Quote, he observed injuries are consistent with what the family and attorneys witnessed on the video. Remember, there is body cam. his fatal encounter with police, end quote. Crump said nothing that more information, noting that more information would be released, quote, at another time. Local authorities have not yet released their autopsy. So they did, the family was smart. They did an autopsy for their own, just in case nothing fishy was going on. They wanted to make sure, which was the smartest thing to do. If you go over, God help, heaven forbid this ever happens to any of your families, my family, anybody. Hopefully it never happens to another human being again. But if you would need, and if they are saying they're going to do an autopsy, it is so important that another autopsy is done by someone else. I'm just saying. And this is his mother and his longtime stepfather. They are devastated. The father was the one who was stopped by police for reckless driving on January 7th. Now, it says the father, meaning Tyre, he was a father to a 4-year-old. And he was pulled over January 7th, and he fled the scene. I don't know why he fled the scene, fearing for his life, his family members said. A group of 5 officers. Hold on, let me shut this thing up. So, a group of 5 officers caught up to Nichols and beat him for 3 solid minutes. 5 against 1, that isn't fair. Now, that is senseless, reckless. There was also, guys, fire department, 2 fire departments on scene there. They were fired as well. I don't know if it was possibly 7 against 1, but it was definitely 5 against 1. According to the lawyers of the family who were given a chance to see the body camera footage earlier this week, quote, he was a human piñata for those police officers, the attorney said. Related video, extensive bleeding caused by severe beatings. Tyre Nichols preliminary autopsy results. And here is from Ben Crump. It says nationally renowned civil rights and personal injury attorney Ben Crump and Antonio, I'll wreck the last name, have issued a statement on preliminary findings in the independent autopsy for Tyre Nichols, who died after an encounter on Memphis police. Tyre Nichols died on January 10th days after he was involved in a traffic stop conducted by Memphis Police Department that left him critically injured. Nichols fled the crime scene and the police began to chase him. Police brutalized him to the point of being unrecognizable. Attorney to the family issued the following statement. On January 23rd, 2023, our legal team and its own independent autopsy performed on the body of Tyre Nichols by a highly regarded, nationally renowned forensic pathologist. We can state that the preliminary findings indicate Tyre suffered extensive brain bleeding by a severe beating, that he observed injuries that are consistent with what the family and attorney witnessed on the video of his fatal encounter on January 7, 2023. Further details and findings from the independent report will be disclosed at another time. So just terrible, just absolutely terrible. I don't know if there's going to be like riots over this. I mean, I wouldn't, I don't know, but nonetheless, it is ridiculous that 5 human beings, I don't care what their color is, doesn't matter. You just don't do that. You're a police officer. If they are running, you know, they have their back toward you, they're running. Like, I get it. You chase them down and handcuff them, but you don't beat them like that. Just unforgivable in my opinion. So the Murdaugh trials. Tomorrow we will be live covering the Murdaugh trial. Just a real tragedy going on here. I thought it would be good that we could go over the timeline, because we got to remember the bodies are literally piling up in this case. They are literally piling up. And all those celebrities were in Memphis and Graceland for Lisa's Marie's service, and she was laid to rest. There was his grandparents, the audience. Yeah. It was sad about Lisa Marie. Guys, side note, the day before, a couple days before she died, when she was on the red carpet, she looked really bad. Don't you think? She looked really bad. I will do yeah, for the record, Your Honor, which case do you mean? The Murdaugh case? We're going to start from the beginning. We're going to start from the timeline, and we'll talk about it. Yeah, she looked really bad. I was like, damn. So this is the Murdaugh family, and the House of Murdaugh. The family is so well known in the county that they are from. Did the Murdaugh kill his wide? I think you mean wife and son. Allegedly, what do you think? It is alleged that he killed his wife and his son. This son right here, Paul. This is Buster, the other son. This is Paul, and this is his wife. These two are the ones that Mr. Murdaugh allegedly killed. So, the rise and the fall of a Southern dynasty. Okay, why is it not? Okay. So, it starts literally, the bodies start piling up in, oh, hold on. Stephen Smith is found July 8th. Is that 2015? I don't think it was 2015. Anyway, maybe it was 2016. Yeah, it was 2015. You're right. It was 2015. Stephen Smith, he is a young gay man in Hampton County, South Carolina. Now, this is South Carolina. It's the deep South. And he was a very flamboyant young man, very funny, very witty, loved to talk to people, very colorful soul. It goes very far back. Now, there are places still in the United States that are not very accepting of LGBTQ community, even people of color. And it's like that where Stephen is from by a lot of people. Stephen was only 19 years old. He went to school with Buster and Paul Murdaugh. Now, Stephen, he drove this, I don't know what kind of car it was, this little yellow car. He was found in the middle of the road. A man came up on him, and he was literally, it was a 2-lane road, line in the middle, and then straight in the middle, like literally on the line. And they thought it was a hit and run. They deemed it a hit and run. Now, Stephen Smith's mother, Stephen told his mother more than probably she wanted to know, to be honest with you, but I'm glad she knows this now, that there has been alleged that Stephen and Buster may have had a little thing going on at a time. And Stephen kind of mentioned to his mother that, he's kind of seen one of the Murdaugh boys. So Stephen is found. The police show up. Guess who shows up while Stephen is still laying in the road? Mr. Murdaugh, Alec Murdaugh, and his brother. He wanted, have you heard of an ambulance chaser attorney? An ambulance chaser attorney, right? Well, listen, Stephen wasn't even out of the dang road. And Alec and his brother is alleged that they were there. They said, we want to take this case, blah, blah, blah. Now, there was some, pushing back and forth about the determination of what happened to Stephen. Now, one of the coroners, I think it was the coroner who said this, don't quote me on this part, but she said it wasn't a hit and run. And there was some back and forth pushing. Finally, it got to where they said, okay, it is a hit and run. Although there was nothing to deem that it was a hit and run at all. Not at all. So just keep this in the back of your head, Now, that is, you don't just show up dead in a road and 2 attorneys are there with a guy you may or may not allegedly have been fooling around with. Now, the next body that piles up is Gloria Satterfield. She's 57 years old. She is the Murdaugh family home maid, if you will, cleaner. But she was more than that. She was a family member to these people. And that's what makes it sad, more sad. She was not only the maid, before this, Gloria was the nanny to Paul and Buster Murdaugh. So there is this accident that is supposed to happen. Gloria was at the home going down the stairs outside, and she slips, she falls, and Mrs. Murdaugh, she calls 911, and they rush her to the hospital, and she succumbs to her injuries a few weeks later. On February 26, 2018, she dies. Now, Alec Murdaugh, Gloria has two children, two boy children. Alec sues himself. He says, I want to help you guys. Let me sue myself so you guys can get some money out of this, and you'll be set up, right? So they, Alec gets them in touch with another man who I'm going to talk about later, who is in court right now. He may have even been charged by now, but it is another attorney that behind the scenes that nobody knows yet that Alec is working with, allegedly. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Alec and this other attorney were best friends, and they were roommates during college. So many years ago, they were roommates. So they've got this kind of little deal going on. So they sue for, I don't know the specific amount. I think it was allegedly close to $2 million or 1.8 million. I could be wrong, but it was at least $1 million. We'll say that. Well, these young boys, I mean, Gloria, she does not come from money whatsoever at all. No money. They struggle to make it. And these boys, like, they're getting their electric cut off, everything. And Alec and the boy's lawyer, well, they cashed in. They allegedly split the money in half. Alec, he got his part, and the other guy got his part, and the boys are left with nada, zip, zero, zilch, nothing. And it was always an excuse, an excuse, an excuse. So there is two bodies that are already piled up in a few years. Now, I want to be very clear. Alec or any of the Murdaughs are not being accused of Stephen Smith's murder or Gloria Satterfield's murder at all, or at least at this time. However, there is a lot of suspicion around it. However, the day Paul and Mrs. Murdaugh got killed, they found something. We don't know what that is yet. It will come out in this case in the next 3 weeks. That the day they got killed, Stephen Smith's investigation reopened. Isn't that something? So, it's sounding like there's a little suspicion there, in my opinion. You don't just have your wife and your son dead, and then the day they die, SLED says, "Oh, well, we're going to reopen Stephen Smith's." So now Mallory Beach. Okay, Paul down here. Paul, the son that died. This is where it really starts hitting the fan. This is when life changes forever for the Murdaughs. Is on March 3rd, 2019. Mallory Beach, right here. Here's a picture. Paul Murdaugh and several of their friends. All of them are under 21. Paul Murdaugh uses his older brother, who was over 21 at the time. They look so much alike, very, very similar. So I can see how a clerk could kind of, potentially see they look almost like twins, although there's an age difference. He uses his brother's Buster, his license, and he goes and gets beer. And as he's walking out, he's holding it up, showing his prize of how much he got. He got his alcohol. He's underage. Behind this this nice truck that they're carrying is a really nice boat that the Murdaugh parents own. The reason they wanted to go to some party, fish, crawdad, crawl creek, some crap. I don't know. Something with they do with crayfish, I guess. I don't know. I've never been to one. But they're going to this party. And the reason they're taking the boat is because they don't want to be, a road check. They want to stay out of the road check. They're underage. They're drinking. Yeah, Southern stuff, right? And little Paul, his girlfriend's there with him and everything, and they are trashed. Absolutely trashed. And you can't be driving, boating, any machinery when you are under the influence. Paul spit in his girlfriend's face. He slapped her and everything. And the other, his friends that was there, was getting really annoyed with him. But Paul did what he wanted to do. He had an alter ego. His name was Timmy. And Timmy was Paul's alter ego when he was drunk and he got mad. When Timmy came out, he would take off all of his clothes. He would get mad. He would get rageful and all that. And that's what happened the night on the boat. I guess they get him calmed down a little bit, but then he wants to pull over to this other bar. So they park the boat, they dock the boat, and they go over there, and everybody else just wants to freaking get home. So they stay there a few minutes. They drink a little bit more, or Paul does. Paul's the only one really drinking at this time. They get back on the boat, and they're like, Paul, let me drive. Let me drive the boat. Let me drive the boat. And he pushes everybody out of the way. He's like, this is my effing boat. I'm driving it. And Mallory Beach, who you see on the photo here, she and her boyfriend are in the back, and they're holding on to each other. And they're like, oh my God, this is terrible. Well, Paul Murdaugh, he's going about 30 some miles an hour, and you can't see crap in front of you. They hit a pier underneath the bridge, and which causes people to fly out of the boat everywhere. And at that moment, everyone, they're doing a head count, and they are asking, where's Mallory? They can't find Mallory. So one of the friends calls 911, and there is body camera of Mallory's boyfriend. I can't think of his name right now. God forgive me. I can't think of his name right now. But he is on camera saying, you killed my fucking girlfriend. And he is really, really upset, naturally. Well, who comes shuffling along? Mr. Alec Murdaugh. For, he's at the incident of this because his son, it's his boat. His son was driving, although they tried to pass it off on another guy driving the boat, but it finally came out that Paul was actually driving this boat. He told everyone to shut up and don't say anything. And that's pretty much what they did. They all kind of was quiet. But in March, a couple weeks later, Mallory Beach's family, they filed a wrongful death lawsuit. Don't blame them. April 18th, 2019, Paul Murdaugh is indicted on charges of boating under the influence causing death and 2 counts of boating under the influence causing great bodily injury. Now, when Mallory Beach's family filed the wrongful death lawsuit, they requested for Alex Murdaugh financials. He's, it's not like a normal person, like us normal. This is like a dynasty. You know what I mean? I mean, literally people in the community for a century or longer, their version of the attorney general. Very, very privileged. So Alex Murdaugh, we don't know this at the time, but he has been allegedly scheming millions of dollars from clients, including a South Carolina trooper, including allegedly Gloria Satterfield, right? Many, many people. And now they are estimating anywhere from allegedly from $9 to $11 million, which that is what they can prove. And they don't know where this money went at this point. We don't know where this money went. Now, Alec did have a oxy problem, but you can't buy $9 million worth of oxys. You're going to be dead. And you're exactly right, Tracy. This is where it spiraled down the freaking drain. So when Mallory Beach and the other people on the boat was suing Alec Murdaugh, and they requested financials, well, that was going to open up a can of worms for Alec. So the next thing happens. Now, on May 6th, 2019, Paul Murdaugh pleads not guilty on all charges. May 4th, 2021, court ordered mediation in the wrongful death lawsuit fails, which appears to make the case bound for trial. It was going to trial. They wanted financials, all that. June 7th, 2021. In the morning, Murdaugh was confronted by his law firm. Okay, sorry, wrong one. Okay, no, never mind. June 7, 2021. In the morning, Murdaugh was confronted by his law firm about missing funds from client distributing and the settlements. His brother informed him that his father was in hospice. So Alec has a lot of pressure going on right now. He's got his dad in hospice, who is worth a lot of money, right? But still, no, it's still his dad. He's got this thing going on with his son. It's going to trial, and the firm that he's working for, they're like, people are like, where's this money going? We're not getting our money. Where's it at? You get a $2 million settlement, and you're sitting there, and some of these people in these cases literally got kicked out of a trailer, out of their trailer, because they couldn't pay rent. While Paul Murdaugh just sat up there and on the high horse, right? So a lot going on here. They're asking for his financials. That same day that they asked for the law firm asking for the missing funds and everything, Paul and Maggie Murdaugh are found dead at 10:07 p.m. Now, there is the phone call. You'll notice Alec Murdaugh. The moment you hit 911, whether someone's on that phone or not, it starts recording. Before it even rings, before someone says hello, it is recording you. Alec presses 911. 911. He's quiet. And then 911, how can I help you? He's like, starts breathing in and out. This is Alec Murdaugh. I live at 911 Moselle Road, starts freaking out. So it was an interesting timing from the get-go. Now, trigger warning, what I'm about to tell you. There was 2 guns used to kill Maggie and Paul Murdaugh. Was that to throw police off? Hold on one second, guys. I got to go fix something. One second. My timer is going on. Okay, sorry about that. My timer was going off on something. So they found, so trigger warning, 2 different guns. It could have been staged to make it look like it was 2 different people. It's very rare that someone uses 2 different guns when 2 bodies are found. They were found on their property, but it was way out to where the dog kennels were. And Alec calls 911. He said, I've been up there. It's bad. They were shot. I think I might have it here. Let me show you what they were shot with, guys. It's really bad. Really bad. .300 Blackout rifle with the same ammo, and one of the recovered cartridges was recovered 300 yards away near the side entrance to the house of Alex Murdaugh. Right? And we have the affidavit to that as well. Now, let me pop this thing back up. Okay. Now, Paul, his head was nearly blown completely off. It severed his spinal cord from his brainstem. He was instantly dead. Unrecognizable. Now, if Alec Murdaugh, if it is true that yes, the lawyer said it was like a watermelon exploded. Yes. Horrible. If it is true that Alec Murdaugh, if he is found guilty, that he did this, it is one of the most cruelest things anyone could ever see, do, or hear. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Very sickening. The same day, based on information gathered in the Murdaugh investigation, SLED says it is looking into the 2015 death of Stephen Smith. They found something from Maggie and Paul's murder to open up Stephen Smith's murder. They never said that the community should worry or anything like that. Never worry, It seemed like, in my opinion, from the get-go, they had their eye on one person. Now, that does not mean I'm right, but in my opinion, they never said the community should watch out or anything. I think that they thought it was Alec after they ran all their evidence and stuff. So, Stephen Smith is back open. July 7th, 2021, attorney representing a survivor of the boat crash that killed Mallory Beach filed a petition alleging... Oh, I can't see nothing. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Alleging enforcement tied... Okay, something tried to shift the blame. Oh, they tried to shift the blame on another guy there. They said he was trying to drive the boat, and it turned out that he wasn't, which I already told you guys that. September, I don't know, I'm thank you. Whoever just gifted memberships or whatever, I appreciate it. Guys, if you haven't become a member yet and you are able to, I would appreciate it. It means a lot to us creators. It's just a couple bucks a month, and it's like 30, 20 cents a day or something to feed a hungry YouTuber. That's it. Fluffy says, do you think Paul died from the first shot through the shoulder? I think he was for instantly. Yeah. Like an AK or anything like that, you can be shot in the leg And because there is so much there is so much energy in one of those GUNS that it can kill you just from shooting you in the foot, in the leg. There's so much energy because it'll just liquefy something sometimes. Camille, my love, she's my honey bunny. I love her to pieces. She's so good to me. Can't even tell you. Means a lot, Camille. Thank you. Especially after the week I've had. I'm gonna lie. Okay. September 2nd, 2021. Murdaugh law firm states an investigation after finding a suspicious check on his desk. They say their investigation reveals Murdaugh had been taking money from the law firm and clients for personal use. And this wasn't just something that just started allegedly. This is something that allegedly has been going on for over a decade. Over a decade. Of course, thank you for the record, of course. So September 3rd, 2021, Murdaugh is confronted about accusations taking money from PMPED, which is the law firm. He is asked to resign and does so that afternoon. So they confront him, and between September or prior to September 2021, they had already, I think after Maggie and Paul died, they noticed something was up, in my opinion, but they had been doing a forensic investigative thing, checking out something was going on, something was fishy. So he was asked to resign, and then the same afternoon, Alec Murdaugh says, I'm resigning. I'm paraphrasing here. I'm resigning. I've made some bad decisions. I've had a opioid problem for several years now, and it has been exacerbated since the death of Maggie and my son, Paul. Okay. So then that happens. Well, the next day, convenient timing. The next day after that happened, Alex Murdaugh is shot in the head while changing a tire in Hampton County. So he's got a 911 call. He says, oh my God, I've been shot in my head. Please come help me. I had a flat. It just so happens you're out on this country road and you're changing your tire and you on your Mercedes, mind you, and this guy just comes by, gets out of his car and just shoots you, and then goes on about his way. But he just leaves like just a little brazen, very, very, very minimal at that. Hold on, this fan. Very minimal. And the internet goes wild, the TV stations go wild. Oh my God, Paul Murdaugh says he's shot again, everything. And that's when everybody was like, no. Nope. Thumbs up. So, September 6th, 2 days later, Alex Murdaugh releases a statement that says in part that he resigned. That he resigned from the law firm and that he was entering rehab, which I told you he said he had an opioid addiction. September 8th, 2021, the South Carolina Supreme Court suspends Alex Murdaugh's license effective immediately. So he is no longer, he's disbarred. He is, out. Never going to practice law again, this man isn't. Now, a spokesperson representing Alex Murdaugh releases a statement that Murdaugh's shooting was not self-inflicted. He sustained a skull fracture, allegedly, which is now Alex Murdaugh's attorney who is representing him in court now. September 20th, 2021, Connor Cook files a lawsuit in Hampton County against Alex Murdaugh, Buster Murdaugh, Gregory M. Parker, Inc., and Parker's employees, Taja, I think that's how you pronounce it, Cohen. Now, which is Alec, his son Buster, Gregory Parker, and that's all the law firm and all that. He sues them. A couple of days later, September 27th, we got to remember Gloria, who died, God rest her soul. The manager, the house manager. She, in paperwork filed in Hampton County, the sons of Gloria say that they want Alex Murdaugh arrested until he pays them $4.3 million they owed from their settlement. So remember I said it was like $1 million or $2 million. It was actually $4.3 million. $4.3 million that allegedly Alec took half, and Alex, his friend, who he went to college with, was the boy's lawyer for Gloria when he sued himself. So they were allegedly scheming. Here we go. I got it. Don't worry about it. Thank you, hater. So $4.3 million between those two boys. That, and Gloria, her sons, like I said, they struggle still to this very day. They struggle to this very day. It's very sad. Murdaugh's law firm suit against Alex Murdaugh for damages on claims that he took money from them and clients on for his own personal use. Which, duh. Now, this is the South Carolina Supreme Court suspends law license of Beaufort attorney Corey Fleming, accused of helping Murdaugh funnel money for Satterfield's wrongful death settlement, which is the guy I was talking about. This is Murdaugh and him. They were roommates in college and buddies. These are the two that allegedly took money from Gloria Satterfield's sons from her wrongful death suit. Did I read? So after they suspend Corey Fleming's license, October 14th, they take Alex into custody up on his release of drug rehab facility in Orlando, charged with 2 counts of obtaining property by false pretenses and something else. I can't see it. November 2nd, 2021, a judge freezes Alex Murdaugh's assets as part of an ongoing wrongful death case. So, as you can imagine, there are clients that are lined up right now, including state troopers, Gloria Satterfield's family, um, uh, Mallory Beach's family, so many people who are just in line waiting for all of this after Alex is, whatever the verdict is with Alec, whether he is, guilty or innocent. Regardless, if he's guilty, they're going to liquefy all of it, and hopefully they might get a tenth of what they're owed, at the very, because he owes so much. But you aren't telling. That's exactly right, Tennessee Rose. The jurors will have their work cut out for them on this one. But I'll be honest with you guys, this one worries me. This one really worries me. In my opinion, it really worries me because there's some circumstantial evidence, which we don't know everything they have, but they're, in my opinion, they're really going to try to get this, a lot of things kicked out of court on technicalities and all that. And I just pray that he does not get away with this, in my opinion. November 4, 2021, Alex Murdaugh and Curtis Edward Smith are indicted on multiple charges by Hampton County grand jury in connection to the assisted S plot, where that's when Alec got shot in his head. Now, this right here is Curtis, who everyone calls him Cousin Curtis in the county. He's known Alec for years, and in my opinion, I mean, he's rough around the edges, but he got the raw end of the deal because of Alec. He said, "I did not shoot Alec Murdaugh," even though Alec said he did. He said, "If I shot Alec Murdaugh, he'd be dead." That was his quote. So, anyway, November 11th, 2021, a judge freezes Alex Murdaugh's asset as part of an ongoing wrongful death case. The estate of Gloria Satterfield reaches a settlement with the Palmetto State Bank. So they reach a settlement out of court, allegedly, because they were so broke they got kicked out of their home. One of the boys got kicked out of his home. Attorney representing the Satterfield family announced a second and final settlement with attorney Corey Fleming, his former law firm Moss, I think it says Con Fleming PA, and their professional liability insurance carrier. November 19, 2021, Alex Murdaugh is indicted on nearly 30 criminal counts stemming from the Gloria Satterfield wrongful death settlement as announced by South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson. Nearly 30 counts just on Gloria Satterfield. I think right now he has close to like 100 charges. It's like ridiculous with everything that's went on now. Okay, December 2nd, 2021, Anthony Cook, Mallory Beach's boyfriend, files a suit against Gregory and Parker Corporation, Alex Murdaugh, in connection to the underage alcohol sold by the something location, and Murdaugh allowing his son Paul to operate the boat with under the influence. A minor operating a boat under the influence. Excuse me. Then the family of Mallory Beach, they file a suit against Gregory and Parker and Gregory and Parker Inc., Parker's Corporation, and several other defendants, claiming they were harassed by those who created fake social media accounts to affect ongoing civil proceedings. You heard that right. Allegedly, the Beach family say that they were harassed by these fake social media accounts for ongoing civil proceedings. Yes, indeed. December 6, 2021, attorney representing the family of Gloria Satterfield file suit against Bank of America, claiming the bank aided Alex Murdaugh financial crime against the former Murdaugh housekeeper, which was Alex, his friend, and he worked for the bank. So now November 9th, 2021, Bland Richard LLP, representing the family of Gloria Satterfield, files a lawsuit against Curtis Edward Smith, claiming Murdaugh paid Smith $2 million over the span of 6 years, money that should have gone to Satterfield's family. So they are alleging that Alec Murdaugh paid this guy $2 million over the span of 6 years. So we get into 2022. Corey Fleming, this is Alec Murdaugh's, the one he shared a dorm with way back when, has his law license suspended in the Georgia Supreme Court following accusations he held Murdaugh funnel money. Okay, I think I already went over that. Okay. January 24, 2022. This is interesting. An attorney representing Mallory Beach's mother and 2 survivors of the deadly boat crash file creditor claims totaling $65 million against the estate of Paul and Maggie Murdaugh. The move prevents Alex Murdaugh from inheriting the Moselle, that's the name of the property, Moselle property, before claims are paid. So, Buster, he can't inherit anything of that property until everything is paid. February 14th. Oh, I need to go back. Morgan Daugherty, a survivor of the deadly 2019 boat crash that killed Mallory Beach, files a lawsuit into Hampton County against Parker and Alex Murdaugh. Buster, there's a lot of suing going on. There is, and all of this, every bit of this is in my opinion, at the hand and the behest of Alec Murdaugh. And you're exactly right, Camille, exactly. This family is another reason why all judges need term limits. All judges, all politicians, anyone in political office whatsoever. Everyone. Sabrina, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Really means a lot to me right now. Thank you very much. Yes, term limits for all government. The judge that they have on this case is awesome. He is amazing. Yeah. People seem to really like him. SLED informs Murdaugh's family they plan to charge Alex Murdaugh in the deaths of his wife and son, which was July 12th, 2022. I'll never forget that. I found out I think I was in Canada then when I found it. It was like a couple days before my birthday. And I was like, whoop, whoop. So, July 14th, 2022, Alex is indicted on the count of murdering and the killing of his wife and son. How the hell does a parent literally look their child in the eye and do that? How? His son. Over money, guys. That's the thing. Over money. Like, how the hell do you do this? Like, you don't want people getting. He was so selfish that he thought, oh my God, he's been stealing all this money, right? And he knew he was going to get caught, but he would rather literally blow his son's head off and his wife. We're going to get to that dream catcher. Those fake tears. Jesus, the goodness gracious. It is pathetic. And if they were real tears, why are you crying now, bro? Because you got caught? Now, the banker and the one that was helping him distribute the money, right, to Gloria Satterfield's family, he's found guilty on all charges November 22nd, 2022, which was just a few months ago, right? A few months ago. And then January 23rd, 2023, guess what? It starts. This is Mallory Madison Beach. This is her grave. Be strong in the Lord and never give up hope. He's gonna do great things, I already know. Mallory Madison Beach, April 18th, 1999 to February 24th, 2019. So young. Didn't even start life. This is Stephen Smith's grave. Stephen N. Smith, January 29th, 1996, July 8th, 2015. Gloria Satterfield worked as a nanny, a housekeeper at the Murdaugh home after falling down. These aren't big enough. I forgot. I'm sorry, guys. Let me go back and just so y'all can see these real quick. There is Gloria's. Stevens. Gloria Satterfield worked as the nanny and housekeeper of the Murdaugh family home after falling down 8 stairs. Gloria died on February 26, 2018 from her injuries. She was 57 years old. The Murdaugh allegedly approached Satterfield's son, Tony Satterfield, and Brian Harrett not long after the deaths and convinced them to sue his own insurance after he allegedly conspired with a longtime friend, Corey Fleming, to steal the death settlements and insurance payouts. Both Murdaugh and Fleming have been indicted in the case and suspended from practicing law, and Murdaugh, through his counsel, apologized to the Satterfield family during a December 13th, 2021 bond hearing. A loving mother, sister, aunt, friend, Gloria was honest, hardworking, and deeply faithful. Gloria touched everyone she met and left every place she visited better by her presence. And Gloria loved Christmas. According to the family, Satterfield love the joy of Christmas and giving to others. And Gloria's Gift Foundation will assist struggling Hampton County families in providing a special gift or meal at Christmas. Gloria's Gift will begin with gift packages worth $250 to $500 from someone between 10 to 20 Hampton House families in the first round. Later this year, they were donated, can be mailed to. Okay. So they created a foundation for her. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. He took the lives of these, all of these people allegedly. Now, let me show you this. This is the shirt that, I guess this is the photo of it, but they don't have it any longer. Can y'all see that? I don't know if they discarded it from evidence or whatever, but Alec had blood splatter on him. A little bit of blood splatter. It's hard to see, but you can see some there and there and there and there. Just a little bit of blood washing, which, he may have been far away when he allegedly shot, but if it's like a pumpkin blowing up, yes. And Alice, this is the thing. People fight and act crazy on YouTube and everywhere and stuff. But how are we going to be remembered at the end of our life? How are we going to be remembered? That's why I choose to not act like an idiot most of the time. Sometimes I fail, but that's why I just continue and go on with it. They said it should have been all over it. Oh, I mean, it was. It was. I mean, it wasn't like it was blood splatter. It's a blood washing over it. There were some interesting videos here today. Horrendous, horrible butchering.
Horrendous, horrible butchering. So to find Alec Murdaugh guilty of murdering his son, you're going to have to accept that within an hour of having a extraordinarily bonding, you can see it in the Snapchat, that he executes him in a brutal fashion. Not believable. Not believable. His brain exploded out of his head, hit the ceiling in the shed, and dropped to his feet. Horrendous, horrible, butchering.
That is his lawyer. That is Alec Murdaugh's lawyer. And that is a lot. Reminds me of my cousin Vinny, the lawyer. Sherry. You're so funny. Paul recorded video at the kennel. Yes, this is very important. Paul recorded video at the kennel at 8:44 and 55 seconds. In that video, you'll hear Paul, Maggie, and Alex Murdaugh's voices. Quote, he was at the murder scene with the two victims. 8:49 and 1 second. Paul's phone locks forever. 8:49 and 31 seconds. Maggie's phone locks. Pros opening. This is the opening. Now, Alec Murdaugh said, I found him like this. I wasn't here when that happened. This is damaging evidence. This is a damaging opening, rather. Listen to this.
His friend's dog was in the kennels, and they thought there was something wrong with the tail. And Paul was recording a video of it to send to his friend. 8:44 and 55 seconds. And on that video, and you'll see that video, and you'll hear from witnesses that identify Paul's voice, Maggie's voice, and Alex's voice. Told anyone who would listen he was never there. At 8:44 and 55 seconds, there's a video. The evidence will show that he was there. He was at the murder scene with the two victims. And more than that, just over 3 minutes later, 8:49 and 1 second, Paul's phone locks forever. He never reads another text. He never sends another text. He doesn't answer calls. 3 minutes after that video has the defendant at the murder scene with the two victims, Paul's phone goes silent forever. And in fact, another communication comes into the very friend that he was talking to the dog at 8:49 and 35 seconds, just 35 seconds later, and he doesn't answer. He never answers another thing forever and ever. And on top of that, Maggie's phone locks at 8:49 and 31 seconds, around that same time, and she never answers another text, never sends another text, never makes another phone call, never receives another phone call. 3 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. 3 minutes after a video shows he's at the scene with the victims, and he told everybody he was never there. Never there.
He said he was never there. Now, what happened was Alec had called Maggie. They were having trouble in their relationship, a lot of stress going on. And she was allegedly starting to see a lot of his bull honky. And nonetheless, she was supposed to meet Alec at the hospice house to see Alec, his father, because he was dying. But Alec said, come by Moselle, the house, for a minute. And she either allegedly texted her friend or called, I don't know which of the two, and said, Alec wants me to come over to the house. You know, what he's up to something to that effect. And you know what happened then, right? This is Buster, who was coming in today. This is Buster.
Do you have any comments?
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. This was the judge on the Uber This was the judge on the Uber impersonators who picks up and unalived the female college students. I highly recommend watching the judge. Really? Fade's victim states in the sentence. Really? I did not know that. He looked familiar to me. I kind of thought he looks familiar, but I don't think I remember him from that. I bet I will watch that. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it very much. So yeah, that's Buster, and him and his brother, younger brother Paul, who died, look a lot alike. This is
be removed during the course of the trial. That this person of Alec Murdaugh's grandfather will be removed during the course of the trial. that this painting of Alec Murdaugh.
This is Alec Murdaugh's grandfather, I think it is. In the very courthouse, they are supposed to remove it during the trial. That's crazy. Just absolutely crazy. Statements. Trying to see what else.
A key piece of forensic evidence that you're going to hear in this case is the cell phone evidence. Alec's cell phone, Maggie's cell phone, Paul's cell phone. You know, this is all amazing technology that most of us carry around in our pockets. It really allows us to do a lot of things and to get a lot done. But this cell phone keeps track of who we're talking to, who we're calling, who we're texting, whenever we access apps. And every time you do that, there's a record kept in this phone unless it's deleted somehow. And if you're using certain apps, you can even get GPS information where you were when you did that that's stored on these phones. You're going to hear evidence about that. You're going to hear evidence that when you make a call and it pings off of cell towers, the location information can be gathered from that as well. I will say that a key piece of forensic evidence that you're going to hear in this case is the cell phone evidence. Alec's cell phone, Maggie's cell phone, Paul's cell phone. You know, this is all amazing technology that most of us carry around in our pockets. It really allows us to do a lot of things and to get a lot done. But this cell phone keeps track of who we're talking to, who we're calling, who we're texting, whenever we access apps. And every time you do that, there's a record kept in this phone unless it's deleted somehow. And if you're using certain apps, you can even get GPS information where you were when you did that that's stored on these phones. You're going to hear evidence about that. You're going to hear evidence that when you make a call and it pings off of cell towers, the location information can be gathered from that as well. I will say that a key piece of forensic evidence that you're going to hear
It's crazy. And guys, there is going to be twists and turns in this case that you are not going to believe that's going to come out. They're saying we're just going to have to see. We're just going to have to see. It's just going to take time. I will be live tomorrow. We will be streaming it as it is going on. So I'll be here probably 9:30, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Catch me then. And I think the Naomi Judd husband, no, Dave, he's not. He's not Dave. She had a very bad depression. Yes, guys, if you guys will hit the thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you all so much. It means the world to me, honestly. Nobody's on YouTube right now, so Dave's not here. LOL. Y'all are funny, hilarious. All right, guys, I love you all. I will see you guys tomorrow. We will be here 9:30 a.m. with bells on. Hopefully getting justice for Paul and Maggie. Thank you. I have the world's best subscribers and mods, that I will say. Patreons, members, of course. Thank you all. You mean a lot. All right, guys. Good night and God bless. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.